What's going on, everybody? Today we are counting down my top 5 favorite Apple keynote moments of the last few years. Number 5, the Apple Watch in September of 2014. The Apple Watch had been rumored for a long time. Everybody was saying the iWatch would be coming out. And I particularly remember sitting in my math class watching this event and being really excited for the new Apple Watch to finally come out. I could hardly wait to get my hands on one of these, and it would be a few months before I could actually manage to get one due to the fact that they weren't ready for release on the day of the launch. However, they were really cool, and as we've seen in recent years, the Apple Watch has proved to be Apple's next big success. Chances are the Series 4 launches later today, bringing in even more amazing new features. But the original Apple Watch will always hold a special place for me as being one of the coolest Apple products to ever be released, especially that I particularly remember watching them release. The $17,000 gold edition there will always be remembered by me. The Apple Watch was amazing. Number 4. The original iPad in 2010. I remember the iPad launching in 2010 and being so confused as to why Apple would release a giant iPod Touch. And here we are in 2018, and this video you're watching was edited on the iPad Pro. The iPad line has become truly remarkable, and I find that the iPad has definitely managed to replace a laptop for me in most every situation. It's truly a great computing device and has helped usher in the post-PC era. The iPad has become a phenomenal accessory in my Apple collection, and I don't know what I'd do without it. Number 3. For me, this one is a personal release, the 5th generation of the iPod Touch. I really wasn't expecting the iPod Touch to get a refresh at this event, but Apple surprised me with this one and introduced an iPod Touch that was amazing. A bigger display with an LED flash and a 5-megapixel camera with 1080p video recording. It was truly an amazing moment. The iPod Touch loop was always something that was really weird, being able to attach a strap to the back of it. But aside of that, it was one of the coolest keynotes, and it finally brought Siri to the iPod Touch for the very first time, which I had been waiting for a long time. But most excited for me was the fact that the iPod Touch finally came in colors, including a product red that wasn't demoed at the keynote. Number 2. Siri. Honestly, the iPhone 4S keynote was incredibly boring up until this point. Everybody knew Steve Jobs was on his deathbed as the keynote happened, but Scott Forstall walked on stage and demoed something that was amazing, Siri, on the iPhone 4S. And ever since then, I remember Siri being one of the coolest things ever back at the time. In recent years, though, I can't say the same for Siri. It's like Google Assistant is just blowing it out of the water. But at the time, Siri was the best virtual assistant you could buy. And the iPhone 4S exclusively had it, up until 2012 when it was released on the iPad and iPod Touch in iOS 6, which finally allowed me to use Siri as I didn't have an iPhone at the time. This brings us to number 1. By far, the most amazing keynote was the iPhone in January of 2007. I will never forget when Steve Jobs introduced a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communications device. Everybody was blown away by the revolution of the iPhone. Whether or not you like the iPhone or Samsung phones, it's no question that this exact moment in history changed the digital revolution forever and ushered in the beginning of what would later be referred to as the post-PC era. The iPhone didn't use a stylus and was able to be used with just your hands. It's an incredible device that was thin, fit in your pocket, and the keynote was full of jokes and amazing entertainment moments. Clearly, the iPhone has revolutionized the world, and when the iPhone X came out, we saw the next revolution. Apple continues to improve upon the iPhone year after year. With that being said, today the iPhone XS potentially will be released at 10 p.m. on Apple's time. It's really an exciting day when Apple releases a new product, and hopefully they can live up to these moments. I will be live streaming this event if you're watching today around 1 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock Apple time, and I look forward to enjoying the keynote with all of you.